Milo, you're muted.
All right, there we go. And I think I got it recording on my end also. So we are, well, I think we're ready to go. Let's see. It looked like my.
We are good to go.
All right, everyone ready? Let's get the show started. Here we go. Passing Milo show is here today. You don't want to miss a single word they say. Oh, man. Well, we're struggling today. Okay, let's start that over again. Here we go. On Passing Milo show is here today. You don't want to miss a single word he said. Bringing you founders from near and far. Listen as they tell you now just who they are. Listen to the stories and how they tell. In just 3 minutes how they're doing well. Telling us what it's all about to say. And how they're loving that on passing way on passing. It's a here to stay on passing. There's just no better way to listen to the On Passing Milo show. And then you will be the very first to know. On Passive is a here to stay. That's been coming your way Saturday on Passive. Yeah. Milo, take it away. So glad to have you today. It's Saturday, September 24th. And we are here. We're excited about what we heard this week, man. I don't know. It's just getting so much more exciting every day as we talk about things. If you haven't been going to your back office, you need to go to your back office every day. Every day you should check into your back office, check the updates so that you know what's going on. So, hey, let's get the show started because we got an exciting show coming up today. We're going to be talking about how you can create your own scholarship foundation. And it's going to be fun because you can create a legacy, that dash in between when you were born and when your life ends, you can make a difference in the world. That's what On Passive is about, is making changes. You know, we want to be world changers. And I'm hearing some background noise. I don't know.
Milo, can you make me co-host so I can help with that? I lost my co-host. Yeah, when you take the host, then I lose the co-host. That's how.
Okay, they got you there. There you go.
All righty.
I'm not sure who that noise is, but there's someone.
That's Wayne. I just
Wayne. That was Wayne.
That was Wayne.
Oh, Wayne, do you got two devices going? You can't hear you, Doc. You're muted. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Hopefully
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you good. I don't know if it was two devices going or what, but we was getting some background noise from you. All right, let's move on. So we're gonna have a great show today, like I said. So let me first bring on, this show doesn't just happen because of Milo. I mean, it's all about On Passive. It's about all of us that are here. And believe me, there is a lot of hands that help out. As you can see, a lot of us was scrambling, trying to get things going. And I want to introduce you to some of them. None of them other than John Barilla. Come down and say something. He watches our chat. He makes sure things go well. John?
Yes. Okay. Thank you. And hello, everybody. I'm a little bumpy getting started today, but we're going to be okay. I just want to say, folks, if you don't have your country, we want your name and we'd like to see your country. I just let a few people in just now. I don't see your country, so I'm making a little announcement so we can all hear it now. Please, we'd like to see your name. And we'd like to see where you're from, your country, right after it, because we all want to get to know each other better. So please, thank you very much if you would do that. And that's all I'm going to say right now, except I'm very excited about everything that's been happening. Oh, my goodness, it's just all great. And I'll let all you folks tell us about what we need to hear today, and I'll get off. So thank you, folks.
Thank you, John, for that reminder. Yes, Mr. Ash has said, hey, on our company webinars or on our webinars, please have your country behind your name. If not, you shouldn't be on the panel. So John and Lynn will monitor that, make sure that happens. because it has to happen. All right, next up, we've got Mr. Bruce Gerstein. Come on down and say a couple words to us. He's also helping out at monitoring the chat and stuff.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Pasabians. I am excited today to hear Wayne talk about what he's going to talk about. Everything we learn in Unpassive is really incredible. One thing that's important to remember is that we are unstoppable. Ashton Ferris has blown us away so much. We can't wait to hear what's going on next. Wayne, and welcome, Wayne. Glad you're here.
All right, thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. And next up, we got Miss Marcy Ann Himmelboo. Come on down. She helps out bringing people on early on.
Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Marcian from Houston, Texas. I am super excited. Another MILO Saturday show. Let us get ready and let the show go on. I am happy to be here.
All right, thank you, Marcy Ann. And now we've got none other than our co-host, Miss Lynn Nakamoto, who she's always at every place, and she gets on and she comes just in time, and you know, and then she leaves just in time because she's got other shows that I don't even know how she does it. Lynn, we appreciate all you do. Come on down and talk to us for a couple minutes.
I am glad to be here, and I love to see that we have over 100 people here, actually 117. That's great for a Saturday, because you know how people have things to do on Saturday. So the people are here because they want to be here. And I'm excited to have Wayne Dockery. The topic is fabulous, and I'm looking forward to a great show. Thank you all.
Absolutely. And I'd like for all of you, if you don't mind, click on in the chat is a link. Send that out to all your friends. This is going to be a great day. And the more people we get here to discuss this and talk about it, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good day. Now, let me introduce to you our special guest for the day. And he's looking all nervous, and there's no need to be. Brother, do not be nervous. Don't worry about how we started out. We're going to finish with a bang. And I'm telling you, you are the man. We're just so glad to have you here, Wayne. Say just a couple words, then I'm going to talk about the project. You got on mute. Rookie mistake. Relax now, Wayne. Come on, relax, buddy.
You got me now?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
All right. My name's Wayne Dockery, and I'm from a little town in Michigan, and I'm thankful for MILO to have me on this show, and everybody else that's on here. Lynn, you're on every show I've ever been on, and I just appreciate being on here and having this opportunity to talk about scholarships for high school kids.
All right, awesome, Doc. Awesome, Doc. Doc, of course, me and you go back a long ways. We've known each other for years, and there's stories we probably don't want to share, maybe, you know, but there's good stories. But anyway, you're an awesome guy. And when me and you talk, you know, you brought up this project to me. I said, does anyone have a project that they have that they want to maybe discuss and bring up? And you come to me with this. And we started talking, and man, I got more excited every time I would talk to you, and we threw things back and off each other. So what I want you to do now is take about 15 or 20 minutes and go over everything, you know, that you want to about your project, and what you're thinking of and your passion for it. And let's see, someone is Tyrone Jenkins. If you could quit sharing your screen. Can you can you throw him out there?
Yes.
Yeah,
he needs to get thrown.
We don't need stuff like that. In fact, let's just get rid of the guy. Let's boot him out. There's no need in having him on. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. If anybody knows that guy, tell him we didn't appreciate it. All right. Thank you very much. And Mr. Wayne Dockery, come on down and talk to us for 15, 20 minutes. Tell us what's on your heart, what you think about this scholarship foundation.
One quick thing, interjection, if you don't mind. Because we know we have trolls in the house, can you let me just do the bringing into the panel? That'll have a little bit more control on who comes in, okay, everybody?
Absolutely. That sounds good to me.
Okay, so
And
that's
let's get rid of that guy.
Tyrone and Lynn. Okay, he's coming in with many names. So let's not bring in people to the panel at this point. I think we'll just keep.
No one bring anyone else in, please.
Let me share the screen to take it away from him.
Okay, is he on the panel? If he's on the panel, let's just get rid of everyone on the panel and have people come back in.
Okay,
Ruby Singh, you need to have your country behind your name, darling.
okay, let's see. Okay, he came in as Alex Moed too. So I'm
Yes.
writing it down. So he came in with
Hey,
multiple identities.
Hey, Lynn, let's
Yes.
take everyone off the screen.
All right,
Let's take everyone off and we'll have to all come back in.
okay.
Okay. All right, there we go. Is everyone off? No?
I'm gonna have to manually do it, I believe.
Okay.
We can have other co-hosts go ahead and remove everybody from the panelist list, please.
Yeah,
mean,
everyone
The
remove
ones
everything.
that we know we can keep. So like, okay, let me,
Yeah, William Smith needs to go.
yeah, I'm writing it down. So you guys can all help with that. That's co-host. Get rid of William Smith, Tyrone, get rid of Alex Mohead. He's coming in with many different identities. Okay.
How sad.
And
How
he's
sad you have to do stuff like that. That's so childish.
so go ahead, everybody actively remove the Tyrone, William Smith, and Alex Moed. I think we got rid of them. And anybody we don't recognize in the panelist list, we will remove.
Yes.
Okay, only the people that we personally know. Okay, I'll do it that way. So otherwise, we're going to be plagued with this.
Yeah, we don't need that. I mean, that's so sad that someone would do that when you're trying to do something good in the world. But that's what we have. That's the way we've got people, you know, and we don't appreciate it, you know. And they're in the minority, that's for sure, you know. So all right.
Wayne has some background noise, Milo. It's pretty loud. So maybe Wayne, see what you got in your background that's noisy. Because when I mute you, the noise goes away. So I know it's coming from you, Wayne.
Doc, can you go out, Doc? Can you sign out and sign back in? Let's see if that helps. Hey, Doc, there you go. All right, I see Miss Tina Gold here. Tina, are you going to be able to make it next week and be the guest? Special guest with your project?
Oh, wow. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone around the world. My beautiful Pacifians, I'll make it a date if you really want me to come in. No worries.
Not today. We have one today.
Yep, not today.
We got it set up for next week. If you would like to be the special guest, you know.
Would love to share.
Yeah, and you've got a project that you want to help women. And so we'll talk about that. Me and you will get together. We'll talk about it, and we'll get together the program for next week or whatever. So thank you for confirming that. We'll see you next week. So everyone, the special guest next week is going to be none other than Miss Tina Go. All right. And let's see if Mr. Man, it's too bad we're having these problems with you know, the noise with Doc and the people coming on it kind of get off to a rough start. But usually what happens is when you get off to a rough start and things don't go well right at the front, man, they end up with a bang usually, you know. So
it's okay. What I did was on the share screen, I changed the settings so only the host can share. It should work.
Perfect. Yeah, I guess we always need to do that. So I see Bill Musk said it was coming in from the YouTube chat. So I don't know how they did that, but maybe Bill can enlighten me after the show or something.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that the YouTube chat's showing the Zoom chats. I'm not sure about that, but no, we did what we need to do, and we'll go from here.
Perfect. We got it working. So now we're just waiting for Mr. Dockery to sign back on. He's not in the other thing waiting to get in, is he?
I'm looking for him. No, he's not in yet.
Okay. Well, let's see. He should be here. This is going to be amazing what we talk about today. I'm excited because, of course, I've already talked to Doc, and so I know a lot of what he's got in mind. And one thing, let me just, while I got a little bit of time, let me tell you my plans on this and how this is. What I expect is to bring these projects to the Own Passive MILO show, and then try to, we'll all be able to be involved with it. In other words, I don't know anything about ocean reclamation, but I can guarantee you I will have a couple spots under that will support that, and because it supports it, if I buy a spot underneath that ocean reclamation part and then just take the money that comes in and just keep buying spots, guess what? It just multiplies and multiplies and multiplies in funds. And we can do that with anything we got. Leon Holiday's got small communities, small houses. Willow Griffith's got, battered women that she works with. Amy Radecki's got the Blue Tarp project, and we will have so many more projects down the road. I know cancer is going to be one of them. I know that churches is going to be one of them. I know the entertainer is going to be one. And I'm sure that each one of you might have a passion for one. And there's no better way than this to come on and tell about that project. I hear a noise.
Wayne
Maybe
is back. That's Wayne. He's back with the background noise though as well.
I hear it. Okay, let's see if it works this time. If it don't, maybe Doc, you can go to your phone or something. All right, try it, Doc.
Okay, yeah.
That's good. You sound good. Go ahead.
Is it okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Yes,
No,
everybody else is muted, so I think he's okay now.
Oh, okay. All right. So you want me to start from when I've been? Can everybody hear me okay?
I want you to relax. I want you to take a deep breath. And now do what you do best, man, because you are a great speaker. And you just take your time and give me 15 to 20 minutes of what this means to you and what you plan on doing with this project. Go, Wayne.
All right. Thank you guys again for putting up with me. But anyway, I'm so thankful that I've been invited here. I thank Milo. I thank Lynn, John, everybody that's on here. I appreciate you guys coming and listening to what I got to say. I've been a member now for February. Be 2 years. Will be my anniversary, and it's the best decision I've ever made in my life. When I got in, I started off, I was just going to buy a spot for myself and a spot for my wife, and we were going to be good, and the more I got thinking about it, I wanted to bless my friends. Every time I come up to somebody, I have to talk to them about it, and a lot of them came on. Some are still hanging in the background, think it's not real, but I know in my heart, my mind, that this is real. It's unstoppable, and we are on the road to great things. After I bought my wife and a spot, I decided I want to get more spots. So I bought spots for each one of our children. I've got spots for each one of my grandchildren, and I was telling my son that one of my spots I wanted to be for a scholarship for my grandchildren. And so I got thinking, and why stop with my grandchildren? If I want to make a legacy that's going to go on forever, why not include other kids that are in school and kids that are not able to go to college because of financial reasons or whatever. I want to make it possible for everyone to be able to go to school that wants to. So there's an organization here in Buchanan. It's called Buchanan Promise. And what it is everybody that goes to the Buchanan High School can get up to $3,750 a year, which comes out to $15,000 if they go 4 years. And, you know, that's great, but that's not going to cover everything. They've still got, you know, more tuition than that. They've got housing, they've got living expenses. I want to make it so anybody that graduates from high school can go to any college, any university that they want to, local college. I want everybody to be included. You know, we want to bless the world. We want to make the world a better place. In my opinion, what better place to start than our children? Get them on the right track, get them out so they can have a career, and they in turn then can help humanity and along with us, the founders. What I would like to do, I'm having trouble wrapping my head around how to go about this. I don't know if I want to buy a spot for everyone. I'm guessing probably 100 seniors in this town that'll probably be graduating this year. Could be a little more, could be a little less, but I'm trying to wrap my head around how to get everybody involved in this. Do I buy a spot for everybody, or do I start a scholarship fund and have the money funnel into that fund, and that in turn can go out and pay the kids' tuition fees? The Buchanan Promise, they have a sliding scale on their scholarship. If you go to school from kindergarten to graduation in Buchanan, you get 100% of their scholarship. And it's a sliding scale going down then. The shorter time you're in, if you're in 8th through 12th grade, I believe you get probably 75%. It could be higher, but all I know is that it's really not enough. A lot of people don't go to college because of financial reasons, and somehow I want to make it so everyone can go to school, everyone can go to college, get a degree, make something really good out of themselves, and like I say, pass it on to the world. The Buchanan Promise is permanent. They can have up to 6 years to get their degree if they want. They can start, stop, start again, whatever they want, but they have to register to begin with, and they have to apply for the scholarship, and then the first year they'll get their money, and then they have to reapply, well, the first semester, I should say, and they need to maintain a 2.0 grade average, and then after that, each semester they have to reapply to continue on. So I don't know if I want to piggyback in with them, do something separate from them. I don't know yet. I need some input, and I know I want to include trade schools. I want, you know, anybody that wants to be a plumber, electrician, you know, lineman, whatever. I want everybody that wants a post education from high school to be able to go and do what they want. And I would love to have at the end of their graduation, I would like to have a spot on passive to give them, and maybe have a little chunk of money in there to get them started in their career, and make it easier on them. There's a lot of scholarships in Buchanan right now. Some are for different things. But there's a pet scholarship even. Anyway, I need help to get my head wrapped around this and to get a direction started. I've already talked to the Buchanan Promise. They are funded by Michigan Scholarship Fund, and somehow I would like to get them involved. I don't know. I don't know if I want to see if they want to buy into a spot.
Doc,
I want to know if Buchanan Promise wants to buy a spot to help out. I'm kind of stuck right now.
hey, Doc, let me just talk to you for a minute. Okay, we all know that as with On Passive, nothing is what it was. Everything's going to change. Our thinking has to change, with what we want to do. So let's discuss great thing that you just brought up, how you want to help your community, how you want to help people. Now, there's people out there who still went to school years ago, and they still need to fund their business, still need to get funding for their college programs that they did and stuff. Education is not cheap, okay? So let's start thinking just a little bit different here.
Yeah.
Then let me throw a twist in what you're saying. Okay, you're saying you don't know whether to bring this company in or how, so it's all up to you what you want to do. Now, let me make a couple suggestions. Number one is we have a scholarship fund that's going to be there. We're going to establish this website that says, hey, here's a scholarship. If you want to create your own foundation scholarship, sign up here. Okay. Now, what does that do? That means that a person that wants to create a scholarship fund, they can sign up and bring one spot underneath there. Okay. So now say MILO comes in and he decides he wants to do a foundation, which I will. I promise you, I will. And it'll be a lot more than one, but I'll start with one. Okay, so now you have MILO underneath. What is that doing for your scholarship fund? The Wayne Dockery Scholarship Fund or the Foundation Fund. Okay, now all of a sudden you got me underneath there that is supporting that. Okay, but I'm actually making apples also the whole time. I'm making apples. So it's not really costing me anything. I'm helping you, but I'm making more. The beauty of On Passive, and this is what we have to understand, is that the more you give, the more you're going to get. So the more you help people fund their passions, the more you're going to get back to fund whatever passions you want to. So in other words, I could put a spot in, and all of a sudden I could start building my own foundation underneath yours. But then as more people come in, that see the vision and they want to build theirs, you see what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, I tell people about it, or I have a video or whatever, and all of a sudden the people say, man, I'd like to do that too. Because remember, On Passive is about changing the world. We want to change the world. We want to take the bad things that are out there, try to make them good. So how much better is it that if rather than having to go to college and you have to pay for it, that you're able to get funding from someone or you're able to help someone that is going through a tough time or don't have the finances to do whatever they want to. Now, I know the thing's going to come up. Well, what happens if the people don't finish? Well, hey, that's something that happens, but you can you can have, remember, I think, and I'm not an expert on this, so we need to talk to attorneys, we need to talk to accountants, but I believe a foundation could be set up that included whatever you want it to be. You know, it could say, okay, we'll give you this much money on the first year, this much on the second year, the third year, fourth year, you know, and if you finish, you get whatever's left in this fund, and you buy them a fund, and all of a sudden they see that grow and grow and grow, and it's going to encourage them to finish school or do whatever they want. You know, but if they don't, guess what? It doesn't hurt you. It helps you, right? Do you see that point? Doc? You're muted. You're muted, Doc. Rookie mistake. Doc, you're muted.
You're gonna you might want to make him co-host. The reason I muted him was only because his background was overcoming you, Milo.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Let me make him co-host so he can unmute himself.
Yeah, I'm unmuted.
Okay.
Is there still noise coming from my side?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be. Everything is off here.
Is there any fan in your environment?
Pardon?
Any fans, FANS, in your environment?
Fans? Do you have any fans going?
I got one. It's in the distance. I'll go shut it off.
Okay.
How about now?
It's still there, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, I don't know what it would be from.
It's okay. I think we can live with it. It's okay, Lynn. It's not too bad, is it?
For some reason, when you're speaking, then his background noise overcomes you. I don't know
Okay.
what that is.
So just when you're not talking, Doc, just mute yourself.
Okay.
All right. So did you understand what I was saying, Doc?
Yeah.
So did you understand what I was saying about you were talking about the Buchanan Promise? Okay.
Right.
Now, personally, I would take and I would make them I would buy them a spot, and then you could buy people underneath them if you wanted to, and that would help them build theirs also. And then hopefully they would see the vision and start doing it also. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because remember, if you're giving away money, that's like giving a fish to a guy. When you can give him the fishing pole, you can show him where the water is, and you can show him how to bait the hook.
Yeah, I tossed around, the thought about buying them a spot in the beginning, but that would be like 100 spots I would buy, but I don't know how I would keep track of all of them. I'd have to have some kind of software program or something to know
Okay.
who. Go ahead.
I think we're overthinking this, okay? You don't, once you buy them a spot, you let them take care of theirs however they want to, okay? But you would buy your own spots if you're gonna, because you're wanting to create a foundation for you, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's keep it as separate, okay? You can bless Buchanan Promise by buying them a spot. I wouldn't buy them a spot now. I would buy them a spot as a reseller. Bring them on as a reseller, okay? They would be underneath that, your foundation type thing. Now you do whatever you want to with, buying spots for whoever you want. If you want to do that, or if you just want to buy spots that's going to fund this foundation, the main thing, what I would say, I would never give away a scholarship that wasn't attached to a position. In other words, you want them to be able to give back, okay? You don't want to just give them money, because That's the thing we have to get away from, now is just giving out money, because why do that when you can buy them a spot and they can be productive and help and still build your foundation the whole time they can give back. Does that make sense? You're muted, Doc.
Yeah, I thought about buying a spot for everyone, but I put myself in that spot. If I get out of high school and if somebody was to buy me a spot in a company like this, within a year's time, I'm going to be bringing in, probably more than I would be making if I went to college. So I don't know if I would finish college. I would take that money and do something else with it, but I don't want to be the one to make that decision. If I could just put it all in a fund and then just pay their expenses as they go, and then maybe give them something on top at the end when they graduate, that's ideally what I'd like to do, but I don't know legally.
Okay, Doc, what about this? You buy a spot, and you buy a spot, it's in your name, you control it, but it is for them. Okay, now
Yeah.
you pay out of that each year or whatever, and if they finish, they get that spot. Okay, now you turn it over to them, and that would be a benefit for them staying in the program and getting done. Okay, what about something like that?
Yeah, I would be good with that.
Milo,
I
may
don't
I
know.
jump in for a second?
Yes.
I was going to say that's exactly what I have someone who had requested a pending founder's account. And he had said right off the bat, he said, I'm going to have this account and I'm going to be in charge of it, but I'm going to use all of the funds that I get from this account for 2 charities that I have started for veterans. So there's an example of how you could possibly have one or more, whatever kind of accounts they are, customer resellers and everything, and you could control where that money goes. And if you're going to be making a good deal of money, you might just be able to dole out your own scholarships to these folks. And then you can decide later, as Milo is saying, whether or not you would like actually give that to someone later on. But you may be able to just have the accounts. And if they begin to generate enough income, you're going to be able to pay for people's, what'd you call it? I'm sorry, but pay for their college education, essentially, scholarships.
Yeah, I like that.
Absolutely. So the thing I'm saying is, you buy the spot, you buy the spot. It's only going to cost you, who knows what it's going to cost you, maybe less than $100. You buy a spot and you let it grow. Okay, but you have the money that if you need to pay for them, you pay out of the scholarship fund, but that one's growing. Now, as it grows and grows, you pay their scholarship fund out of it, but you also tell them that, hey, there's this spot waiting for you, and right now it has X amount of apples in it. And then when you finish school, you get this, you have to finish school. Now, remember, you can put the guidelines on whatever you want. You can say you have to have all B's or better. You can say you can't miss more than 6 days of school, whatever you want to do with your foundation, you can do it to make it so that they can get that, but let them know that that's there for them if they want. That's my idea. I don't know if you like that or whatever, but there's many different ways. This is what we're going to find out with On Passive. There is no right way. There is no wrong way. We all have different opinions. We're all very unique. How we want to treat things, how we want to do things is going to be different for all of us. But it does give us that ability. We now have a vehicle that we can do whatever we want to and however we want to, as long as it's within the law or whatever. But I mean, there's many different options that you can do with this. And I like it. I like the part that you also included trades, because that's a big thing. Now let's talk about what happens if Academy. Academy now has courses through Harvard, through, some of these different major universities. How about we fund it through Academy? And now their spot, because we fund it through Academy, their spot is there. They're going to be able to build. They're going to be a part of your community. They're going to be a part of helping you build what you want to build, which is your dynasty. You're doing something good for the company, or the world. You're trying to change the world, and you're doing, this thing called, scholarships. You know what I'm saying? Do you see that side of it?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so let's open it up and see if we got any hands. If you guys want to say something, you've heard what I've said. You heard what Doc said. I know there's a lot more out there that have something to say on this thing, because I believe this can be for everyone. If you want to have a scholarship plan for your grandson, your granddaughter, someone in the community, this is a beautiful way to do it and to share. All right, looking for hands. Anybody got anything? Come on, don't be shy. I know there's got to be a lot of people on this one.
Momodu has his hand up.
Who does?
Momodu.
Oh, okay, Momodu. I bet he's working too. Come on down, brother.
Yes, Mr. Milo, Sister Lynn, good afternoon, good evening to you all. I'm just about to enter the building, and then the opportunity came. So I just want to tell Doctor, he has the aim of helping those people. Let him create account for them, whether pending account or when the company launches the retailing account. But let him be the controller of those accounts. And as you rightly said, Mr. Milo, that he will be using the funds this account will be generating to sponsor this 100 or 100 plus accounts or beneficiaries that he intends to help, until when they finish their colleges and they become independent, they start to work, and then if he chooses to hand over this account to them, that's the time he will hand over the account. But let him be the sole controller of this account. And in fact, even making it known to them is not advisable, because that will let them even not to pay attention to what they are doing in their colleges. Let him be the sole controller of this account until when they finish their colleges, and then he can transfer this account to them. That's my own suggestion, because if he let them know that he has income generating source for them, they will relax, they will relax. But let him be the sole controller of them, and then he be the sponsor of their courses until when they graduate, and then he can hand over the account to them. That's my own suggestion.
Yeah, remember, Modu, what we said was not what you just said. It wasn't that they get it. They only get it if they stay in school, if they finish with whatever our requirements are. So it's more or less like a carrot out there saying, making them want to finish, making them want to do it. That would be the only reason you would tell them. You wouldn't tell them, just say, hey, we've got it, and when you're done, we're giving it to you. That wasn't the idea at all. The idea was to tell them that, hey, this is what you can get if you do this. If you get to make those up, that would be the reason that, like I had talked to him, that's what we
did. To let them know. Okay.
Yeah, but
okay, that's another idea.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. Doc, I don't know, you got anything to say on that, Doc? You're muted, Doc. You always have to unmute because you're noisy.
I'm never noisy. But anyway, I like the idea of being in charge of those accounts, and I can give them the money as they need it every semester. I can pay their tuition, their room and board, give them some kind of stipend to so they can eat. And I do like that. And then when they graduate, maybe buy them a reseller's position or something. If I can see that they're going to graduate, maybe the semester before they graduate, get them a reseller's position so they'll have a little nest egg when they do get their diploma.
You're really noisy, Dockery. I don't know what the deal is. You might want to try getting on your phone because it's really almost too hard to hear you. It's just like, you know, so I don't know if you can come back on your phone. You know.
I could hear him pretty clearly, even with the static. I could hear everything he was saying.
Okay. Just seemed really noisy on this end. I don't know. I was struggling hearing some of it, but anyway.
Let me put my headset on and see if that matters.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. I think it's better. John, what do you think? Does it sound better? I don't hear the noise.
I don't hear static, and I can hear him. So I think maybe that headset thing might have been part of the problem. So let's see how it goes. It sounds fine at the moment.
Yeah.
All right. I like that.
All right, cool. All right. Does that answer your questions, Dr. Momodu or Mr. Modu?
No, that's the only thing I want to contribute, and just to thank you all for this great topic.
Perfect.
God
It was
bless you.
great. You were spot on with it. You know, I liked what you said. So, all right. Thank you, Momodu, for coming down. All right. And next up, we got Dr. Benny. Dr. Benny, come on down because I know you know about education.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Milo, for giving me this opportunity. I want to greet each and everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to my brothers and sisters on this amazing webinar. Brother Wayne, I like this topic about the scholarship fund. As we all know, education is the key to success.
Yes.
Without education, to me, I am nothing. To be good is not good enough. You have to exceed expectation. Now, with this charitable fund that you want to start, there was something that you mentioned that struck me. You stated that there are a lot of, let me say, Black children that they don't really have the opportunity.
Right.
I love that. I love that. With that, since they don't have this opportunity and you want to create this fund, it is really good. And at first you mentioned that you were going to buy spots for all of them. But I believe you decided that it's not too good because by you buying all the funds, if you have the money to pay for the, like the additional $200 to $300, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're going to create, just put the fund, right? Rather than giving it to them, since you stated that you will be paying their school fees, buying their books and everything, that is good. That until they graduate. Yes. Because if you mistakenly make them to understand that something is somewhere, I don't think they want to study. No. As a mother, I will not. I will make sure they focus on their education. Study very well. After they graduate, hold on now. You're not going to give it to them now. Let them go look for the job first. Let them look for a job. Get the job. If they are in need of something, give it to them. Give them something. But don't give them that big position. Don't. Let them work harder, because I know you and I will work harder, right? You know,
Yes.
let them do the work. Let them do it. But whatever they need, money for food, anything, give it to them. And then you know that they can go, when you are looking for a job, you create your resume and everything, right? Let them learn how to do something. When they are in need, you give it. And then you buy their reseller position. But I really, really want to thank you for creating, you have the thought of creating this charitable fund for them. Thank you so much. I respect you for that.
Thank you for that. I like that idea.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we're getting some great ideas. Thanks, Dr. Benny, and thank you, Doc. All right, and next up we have, man, he went away. I thought we had Abdi. Abdi, are you
there?
still-
We have Mirthlin and we have Abdi.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I missed Mirthlin. I didn't see her picture. Mirthlin, come on down, girl, and talk to us.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, my family and everyone. I like his ideas, and I have the same idea like Dr. Benny. Give them what you're giving them while they're in school. Let them graduate. And after they graduated and they've shown you that they're out in the world looking for a job, then I think we should give them a reseller's position. That was my idea. Rather than giving them the founder's position, you give them a reseller's position. That's how I feel about that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too, Merlin. I don't, founders' positions are for founders, you know, and I don't think we should be buying people founders' positions. That's my take on it. I buy myself founders' positions so that I can buy a lot of other people resellers down the road. You know, I want to bless everyone, but I don't, right now, the founder's position should be near and dear to your heart because you went through the journey. We're doing it.
Exactly.
And so it should be for us, you know, and then we can bless whoever we want to with those founders positions. Even if you wanted to say, hey, I'm gonna buy you more, you know, if you got one that's for, say, your sister or something, but she didn't want to get in. Now you take every time money comes into that founder's position, you buy her a reseller spot. And then guess what? And more money, comes in, buy her another couple underneath her. You know, it will build her wealth that way. But you get to be in control because you were the founder. You were there for the whole thing. All right, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see who we got up next, Mr. Abdi. Mr. Abdi Alasso, come on down from Australia.
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Hello, MILO. Thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you good.
Yeah, I just came in the middle of the presentation, and I think I did understand what Dockery is talking about maybe children with a scholarship, needy children with a scholarship. Even though I didn't hear much of the story, but I can relate to this story because that's a vision that I have myself. So I'm originally from Somalia and currently residing in Australia. And since I joined on Passive, I have that thinking of what can I do to help my people who actually suffer 30 years of civil war, almost 3 generations of no education and no health care and no nothing, no functioning government. So I'm relating to this. So I just want to add to what I will do and see whether this reflected to Wine's need, if he thinks the similar or whether it might be the way forward, even though I agree what Dr. Benny and Brother Mamadou and the other responders say. I totally agree. What I think I should do is I have a couple of positions myself in regarding to the need, whether it's the healthcare for maternity for women and children, or whether it's education for orphanage children. I have a few founders, like founder positions that I need to help with them. So what I'm thinking doing after when the apples come is basically set up a shelter where sort of like a college, and then provide them the accommodation, food is provided, the education is provided, the housing, and then whether they have to go outside to go to the school or uni, or whether we can do inside education, and then I recruit the teachers and things like that. And then everything is functioning through my administrative ability, and then let them basically gain the knowledge and the education that will be able them to do the fishing in their future life, similar to the hospitals and water. We have a situation where some of the people in rural area have to travel a long way to get a water. So I'm preparing to get a drilling and all that, and maybe make it easier for everyone to access the water close to them. So I think the best way we'll do wines is always to manage the resource on your own self. So the needy always get that, the ability to fish. So later on in life, and I think that's what my point to this discussion is, and it's a great topic. And of course, education is one of the main things that every human being, not only they have the right to have it, but it's without education, nobody can function properly. And I think that's a good point that we're presenting here today. And I'll thank all the participants, and thank you, Milo, and great lady Lynn Nakamoto, always hardworking. We appreciate you for your hard work. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Abdi. Doc, you got any response to that? You're muted.
No. I like that a lot. I like the idea of waiting until they either graduate or maybe right before they graduate. They're going to have to sign up. And I'll have all their email addresses and everything, and maybe when they graduate or right before they graduate, I would like to give them a little gift to get them started in their career, and so they're not having to, having some funds to get started with after they get out of school. So I do like that a lot.
All right, appreciate that, Doc. Appreciate it, Mr. Abney. I would like to say I loved one thing that you said that I never even thought about it, but you talked about you were let's see, you're from Australia, so I don't know how it is over there, but where you said you would house them and you would it would all be in the house basically. I really like that because I think a person could do something with that where you actually have the housing. You have a food hall or whatever, you get a building, and now they're able to be there. You're able to be with them, and we can change people's lives that way by, going to academy. Hey, you look at this, you watch this, and I don't think I'm gonna agree to disagree with some of you on the education part. I love education, and education is knowledge and it's power. But does everyone have to have it? Absolutely not. You can learn without going to school. And I'm a prime example of it. I mean, I did very well in life. I had a full scholarship to college, and I'm not saying this was the right thing to do, okay? I had a full scholarship to college. My dad was a disabled vet. I had won some awards, and my grades were really good. And I said, I don't want to go to college. I want to get married. And that is exactly what I did. Now, I will tell you that I was very successful because I was a worker, and I went out, I learned, and I found out things. And all through my career, I have had many people that worked underneath me that was educated. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying anybody that thinks you have to be educated to be successful, I think it's not true at all. It does give
Well,
you an advantage, but it doesn't mean that. I believe that anyone that takes it in their mind and they want to learn, they can learn. They can move on through life and they can be successful. So I just had to bring that up. So thank you so much, Abdi, for what you said. All right, next up we got none other than Mr. Eric Kessler. Come on down, brother, and talk to us.
Okay, I think scholarships are a great idea, but let me be a little devil's advocate here. A big percentage of the people that we've got that's in non-passive are looking forward not to have to work anymore. So I think maybe if you're thinking about scholarships, maybe if you find somebody, because I used to work at a college, at a university here, and a lot of kids I talked to was going to school not necessarily because they had a passion for what they were going to school for, but they wanted a better lot in life. What's going to give them a better lot in life? A on passive reseller position or their education? So there should be some kind of maybe counseling or form that you fill out. What's more important to you? Take care of your family, have a good business that you can run on your own, live life your own way, or go to school for 4 years. And there's time there where you could have been a reseller and live more of the life the way you want it. I'm not against education. I love education. I have a degree, but I'm telling you that I think there should be some kind of counseling. Like, do you really have a passion for this? Or are you doing it because you want a better lot in life? You want to make good money. You want to help people. You want to do this, do that. What's your main objective? And if their main objective is to have a better lot in life, help people, do more for people, live life on their own terms, what's going to be better for them, the education or on passive reseller position? You know, you talk about wait until they graduate and then help them a little bit so they can get along and start life on a good note. Well, that's not necessarily the best thing for them. The best thing for them might be given the reseller position to start with, and then if they really have a passion for going to school for what they're going to school for, then that's great. But if their only option is going to school and then graduating, and then you're going to give them a little stipend to help them along, they're not going to be that so much better off in life. What if it happens later on and they're what they go to school for, which education and jobs change drastically. Look what AI, how many jobs that's going to change. So I think there should be some kind of counseling or some kind of choice there, giving them options rather than just to say, I'm going to give you this. If you go to school, well, I'm going to help you out then. Help them out first. Let them see if they have the passion, whatever. That's kind of my thought on it.
Doc?
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know if I want to just give them a piece of cake and right out of high school and they don't have to work then because they're going to make enough money. And yeah, I can hear what you're saying. But there's a lot of people that do have a passion for it, like you were saying, people that want to be doctors or nurses or lawyers or whatever, they're going to need the education, and I want to help whoever is interested in doing it. And I'm not opposed to people that just don't want to, just like you say, give them a reseller spot and let them that and do with it as they want.
Okay, but why not just show them both choices first? Make sure they really have a passion for doing that because, I mean, a lot of people think, wow, that'd be a great job, man. I could make this kind of money. I could live this good life. And if that's all they're going for, then non-passive resale position would be a lot better for them. That's all I'm saying.
All right, let me jump in here. Eric, I understand what you're saying. Doc, I understand what you're saying. I think education is critical, that people need to be educated. Knowledge is power. There's no doubt about it. But there's different ways to get knowledge, whether And I understand what you're saying. Are they passionate about it? Do they want to go that route? And I think a lot of people do. And I think it's good for people to be educated. I think that's a good thing. I really do.
Not
Now,
knocking it.
and I know there's others that will be educated, but not through those traditional things. And I think that's where you're talking about. So I think we're talking about two different things here. Doc is setting up a scholarship fund foundation. Those people are looking to go to school. They want to go to school. I believe I'm with you on being passionate. I honestly believe that on passive is going to change the thing that we're not going to do nothing unless we're passionate about it. Now, there's people that's passionate about education. There's people that's passionate about extra learning. I'm one of those guys. I love computers. I love music. You can talk to me all day about that. I understand it. You talk to me about being a doctor, guess what? I have no patience for it. Okay, just none. I don't want to be that. So there's different people that want different things, and I think that's what we have to find out. But the thing is, when we set up a program to help people, it's helping people better themselves in education, better themselves, and to get a scholarship. Does that make sense to you, Eric and Doc?
Yeah, but all I'm saying is make sure they have a passion for that and they're not just doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, I agree with you. We need doctors, we need good nurses and stuff. There's people that are born to do that. That's what they really want. I have a niece that's a lawyer, and I don't think that she would give that up just because all of a sudden she's bringing in a lot of money. I'm not saying that. But you need to find out if that's what they want or if they're just trying to do it to make a better life for them and their families. Because on passive with resale position will be a quicker and better way. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Doc?
Yeah, I agree with that, but I still want to push the education portion of it. Like I say, if I find somebody that's in need, I don't have a problem with buying them a reseller's position. But I want somebody, if they're going to go to the trouble to fill out a questionnaire or fill out a form to get a scholarship, I got to assume that they do have a passion to go and better themselves. So, yeah, I don't know. I can see both ways.
I'm not trying to throw a wrinkle in what you're doing, Wayne, because I think it's a great and a wonderful idea. I really do.
Yeah,
Because there are a lot of people out there that do have passions and want to go and do that. I'm just saying, look at both sides of the fence. That's all I was saying. I'm not knocking what
right.
you do. I think it's wonderful. I really do.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think both of them are great ideas, and they can work together. There's something there for everybody. Believe me, on passive will be the last business you will ever need, the last thing you ever need. Whatever you want to do, you can do with on passive. Thank you very much, Eric, and thank you, Doc. And let's move on to the next one. That answered everything for you, right, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Next up, we got Miss Tina. Go, come on down. She's going to be our guest speaker next week. Come on down, Tina.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I thank you, Milo, for giving me this opportunity to speak. It's 2 a.m. Actually, it's 3 a.m. already, so it's not convenient for me to show my face. I'm presently in the toilet so that Michael will get a good sleep. Okay, coming back to what Doc is trying to do. I think it's a very, very noble idea to give scholarship, because as Dr. Benny has been saying, and also yourself saying that education is key to what we want for ourselves and succeed in whatever we want to do. But Milo, you also were spot on with regards to education, going back to school is may not be the route for some people. So Basically, I think a good way is really to find out what Eric, going back to what Eric was saying, to find out exactly what the student or the would-be student want out of the scholarship that is going to be offered to them. So find out exactly what they are and why the scholarship is very important to them. That is key, because without understanding or knowing exactly where they're heading and why they're doing it, that would in halfway, sometimes it could be they come to a crossroad and find out that, oh, I think I've gone into the wrong course. I would like to go study something else. And Doc being the, how do I say, the noble guy who's gonna give a scholarship to, so you get someone who's not sure. So what I'm saying is that finding out the very first time to find out what why they wanted to do to study, and what is it that study, that course that they're going to would be useful to them and society thereafter, because I'm sure that with the heart of giving, you also wish them to be giving back as well. I've always been saying, thinking of that. Whatever, if we want to do something, we gotta have something that goes back into society. And the same, I've given foundership scholarship to foundations who are looking after orphans, and from the young ones right up to those who are going to high school. So there again, I'm thinking the foundation owner from Uganda and I have been working out what is next for them after they finish their high school. So I was thinking, we said, okay, I've got another founder. I've taken up a founder, pending founder for the foundation to give more to those people who wish to study, who wish to carry on with postgraduates and everything. And I was saying I would actually give them a ticket to Singapore, to one of our top universities here, which is in the top 20 of the world, for them to actually get the degree or postgraduate degree here. So that is like understanding that this is their route for themselves, like what you're saying, Milo. And then for when we as foundation owners or scholarship owners, we would then understand why we need to carry on with what they want to do. For now, the Uganda Foundation is now trying to is building a coffee shop for those who wish to run the coffee, to work there. But I was telling Ronald, he's the foundation owner. I said, why don't we gather those who wish to work there and let them run the place, so that they get the ownership of running the place and making it, ensuring it that it's successful for themselves. So I thought, with when we talk about scholarship, it goes beyond to just giving them the tools to study, but beyond the study, what would be good for them. That's what I want to share. I hope it's something different to focus on that.
Awesome. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Tina. Doc, you got anything to say to that?
No. I like what you're doing over there too. And what I was wondering, is there any way you have to be a member to use O Academy, right?
No.
I believe you have to sign up, but I
Yeah.
don't know that you actually have to be a Home Passive member. Do you know, Lynn? I think you just have to sign up, correct?
Yeah, I think if you're just donating to a cause or a platform, you don't have to necessarily be, a paying member.
Maybe if you go, I think maybe if you take some of the classes, Doc, you might have to have a spot, be a member of Home Passive.
Yeah.
I think that's probably true, but I don't know, until we see it exactly.
Yeah, we don't
I'm
know
not-
the details, you're right. But I think if you're going to have to champion a cause, I would think logically you'd have to be part of Unpassive, right, Milo?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think if you're going to put something on there, like if you were wanting to put something on there about that, you would have to be a member, which, you are anyway.
Yeah, can I
Yeah.
just jump in as well here? Just remember that what Ash just mentioned with regards to us founders also helping out in your course. If it's to help, whether be it in sponsoring each of the students or sponsoring them for their studies, I think that would also be possible, so that they could be a member and gain access to Academy.
Yeah. So, Doc, what I believe, what's going on in Singapore, what's going on here in the United States, all this, if we bring the cause to one thing, in other words, we build this website and we say, hey, this is how to create a founders, and you put your spot under it and everyone else, puts under it or whatever, we are creating a big thing where this will also fund back to all the people that are building their foundation, and the more people that we have involved, the bigger the rope becomes, the more strength is in that, and so I believe this is where On Passive will change the world with a lot of things, is because we have numbers. We have numbers that we can get together and like-minded folks, just like we're saying, rather than Tina and doing the thing in Singapore, and you're doing your thing, and I'm doing my thing, and Lynn's doing her thing. All of a sudden, we all come together, and we become, how to create this foundation fund. It builds all of us, and it will continue to build all of us, as we put people in underneath it. All right?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Right.
Thank you, Milo, once again.
All right, and I'll see you. I'll be talking with you later this week, yeah. And we'll talk about our show next week or whatever. But everybody, that is a special guest next week, Miss Tina Go. We have it confirmed, man. We had to pay her a lot of money to get her onto the show, but we got it done.
I need sleep.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know how much money we paid you or whatever, but maybe we'll get a spot down the road or something for you. But anyway, we're just happy that you contribute and everybody here. All right, let's see who we got up next. We got none other than Mr. Bruce Gerstein from all the way in Florida. Come on down, brother. Man, your beard is looking good.
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, I have a man, I call him Jimmy the Barber, and he's going for me next week. Wayne, you have a tremendous heart, and I have to say what you're thinking is very, very big. Nothing is too big for On Passive. We know that. A word comes into my mind. It's impertuity. And what you're talking about in a scholarship sounds like something you would like to do for impertuity, which means generations and generations, generations. Is that correct? Okay. One thing is very clear. Ash has said, in June, we ended founder positions. They're gone. The only ones left are pending. So in 2 weeks, there'll be no more discussion about founders because there will be no more but those who are already here. So anybody who will come in as a reseller. So having a discussion about founders now is kind of, because it's kind of silly to have that conversation, because that won't happen unless you have pending. But my thoughts were about the lines of what Marty was talking about the other day when it comes to how to market this. And, we're going to have 3 free products that are coming out pretty soon. And as he says, he's going to run a contest for those things. So in the same way, you can find out one thing. Let me backtrack for a minute. So one thing I know, because I've gone through schooling and having a master's, one thing I know is that most people who get their degree don't use their degree. Most of them get a job in some other thing. And so education becomes something you get, and it's great to have education, but you will find that you'll end up with another job in your life in most cases. I've been blessed in my life, so I've had some nice things to do. But what I'm saying is that what's important with any child, wherever they are, is to excite them and also find out where their motivation is. So if you come up with an idea of having, let's say you want to run a contest for a scholarship, but you also want to run a contest for free positions to enter this contest, come into here and answer this question. And the one who answers correctly will be the one who wins a scholarship, meaning a reseller position. Would that be more logical to do something like that for you? You're muted, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, could you hear me okay? Could you
Okay,
hear me?
Yeah, I'd have to think about how to even go about doing that. Because I know the ones that would fill out the application for the scholarship or have some kind of passion to, improve their life. And
Well, even before
but those,
you give them a scholarship, get them to motivate themselves to get the free products, because those free products will excite them, and they'll find that there's an interaction there that will ignite whatever. If they're not really motivated that much, that will ignite a spark within them. Because here in Untitled, we are simply seed planters. We plant a seed for a better world, a better life, uplifting humanity here. So let's see if we can uplift them by getting them engaged.
I like that. Yeah.
And besides which, when you do that, these are children, these are kids. And guess who's on the internet more than anybody? Children. So when you start getting children upon children upon children wanting to win a contest, that's a lot of children. So you say
That's a lot.
That will also give you a way of also generating income so that you can get that place of opportunity that you want to have with a scholarship.
Yes, I very much would like it to be in gratuity and be something that would go on year after year after year after year.
Yeah, I believe that we are. That's a great point, Bruce. This thing will grow over time. So what you starting now, Doc, will end up going to Damien. Will end up going to your grandchildren, and this thing will just keep building. And it can still be into your name. A foundation into your name, and can still be given out later. And it's going to go for a long time. So I appreciate it, Bruce. Thank you so much. Those were great words. Doc, you okay? Bruce, you okay? We're
You
going to move
betcha.
on.
You betcha. Love it all. It's a great show, Mike.
All right, thank you. Let's move on. I'm looking at the thing. We have two hands up. I think that's all we're going to have time. We'll end with Dave Rosowski. We'll take these two hands, and I think then we'll close it out. But anyway, so next up we got Miriam Weiberg from USA. Come on down. You're muted. You're muted, Miriam. It's a rookie mistake.
It is.
There
Thank you.
go.
I know a lot of people don't know, but the last name is Weberg.
Weiberg.
Like Weberg, yeah. It's
All right.
just put that out of the way. But Wayne, I really like what you're doing. It's a great thing. What I was going to say is, yeah, they are kids. And so going to college, yeah, that's not for everybody. But, you know, when you go to college, you learn book, right? But where do you really learn? After you graduate college, when you're out there getting your job, after you graduate. You know, before you're just learning book material. But so I would definitely let them go ahead and get a job afterwards and then go from there. And something I was thinking, you know, and I hope Ash listens to this, because I was thinking a good way to do college through Academy is have, and I know he's doing this already, but this is just something I thought in my head, and this could be kind of crazy, is AI classes to where they're learning AI. In other words, they're learning, because that's what On Passive is, right? So all of our products are digital or physical. So why not teach the kids AI, because that's our future. That's going to be their future. The business world, the world's going to be different. So why not teach them, okay, engineering is done this way, but it's going to be AI engineering. Medical is done this way, but it's going to be AI medical. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of, I know it's futuristic, but I thought it'd be kind of cool if Ash hears this, and maybe we can move into a realm like that instead of just plain learning, preparing the kids for the future. And I know that's out there, but it was just something I was thinking about. And I think you're doing great. Yeah, I think you're doing really good. But yeah, I gotta agree with what everybody's saying. You're on a good track, and I just want to say, way to go.
All right. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you. Doc, you got something to say?
No, I'm just going to thank Miriam for that. And this is going to be a work in progress. I can see that now. And like Milo said, I'm probably need to, talk to an attorney and find out legally what I need to do, and just kind of go from there. Get the foundation started. That's the first step, and then just go from there.
Absolutely. I think it will build from there, Doc. I really do. I think you're on the right path, and we're going to be there to support you. I mean, because we all want to be part of that also. I love your idea, Miriam, about the AI, teaching that AI as an over thing of how it affects everything else,
Right.
I don't think we all want to be AI, just AI people, because it would be a boring world if we only have, people doing certain things. But the way you said it, where you touch into how AI is going to affect medical, how it's going to affect, everything around it's going to affect. So we need that overview of it. I think that's a great point. All right. Is everything good with you?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Thank you for coming on. And we have Mr. David Rosowski. Come on down, brother. This is the guy with the ocean reclamation project that he talked about a couple weeks ago. That was phenomenal. Come on down, David. hopefully we enlighten you to a couple other things today that maybe will help you out.
Yeah, no, I mean, when I heard that you were doing this project, I was like all over it because I mean, I'm all about education of kids and I love it. All the stuff that you've been thinking about, it's a super well thought out idea. You got a great, loving, giving heart. And I see everywhere where you're coming from, but I'm also seeing where the other people that are trying to, give you warnings, don't just hand out information. Reseller positions, because like Dr. Benny said, people have a tendency to get lazy, especially if they see an easier path. We need doctors, lawyers, Indian chiefs, plumbers, ditch diggers, everybody. We need that to keep society going. So, I see everybody graduating, and without student debt, thanks to your big heart. I see you putting together a foundation for that. But instead of gifting them a position afterwards, let them work in their field and maybe put together a supplemental program, help them with, housing or transportation or, and some sort of combination like that until they can get their career, get some traction with their career and get on their feet and get them going. And then if they decide to be, get a supplemental position as a reseller later, that's great. But, at least just stick with helping them chase their dream kind of thing. Because, like you said, I, hear people talking about a foundation, once this gets going, plus if everybody that comes in, you can go get a reseller position, but keep that position because that'll pay for their schooling. That'll help with the supplemental programs, but it'll also help build the foundation bigger, and I think that is going to help the track, get, tremendous growth really quickly. Cause I see this thing blowing up and going global, like way before you imagine it. I just think giving them the fish hatchery they're going to school to learn how to fish. You don't have to give them a hatchery with it. You know what I mean? You can give them a bunch of fish to help them along until they can take care of themselves. And then, let them take care of themselves and then use the rest of those funds that are coming in to help the next round of people coming through. That's just my 2 cents, but I really, really love what you're doing here. And whenever you get going, I'm definitely up for buying at least 1 to 3 positions under you to help support this and get it going.
Doc?
Thank you, David. That's music to my heart. I know it's going to be hard getting it going and getting all the groundwork laid and everything, but it's something near and dear to me, and I want to pursue it. And I thank you for your input and your help.
Oh, if I can help in any way, I'd be more than happy to. I mean, this is giving me goosebumps. I love this subject. This is important. Education, your youth is the future. The only way to have a good future is to build a good base. And, they're not doing a real good job nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to fix that.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you.
I love this. This is beautiful. This is what I was hoping would happen with this show. As we talk, things expand in all of our minds and we think about it. And I love your heart, Dave Rosowski. And, when you said I'll give 1 to 3 positions, and if we do that, do you realize how big and how fast this is going to grow? It's going to grow really fast, but not only for Doc. Dave Rosowski now is going to have an education fund or a foundation that he has that's building there, because all he did was he bought 3 spots underneath Doc, and he can give them out to whoever he wants, or he can make them so that he has his own foundation. This is the beauty of Own Passive. When we get all these chords together, we become so strong. We can move mountains, man, very easy, because we're not doing it one at a time, and we are world changers. And so, Doc, I want to thank you for coming today, man. It was awesome. Sorry we had the problems with the mics and all that stuff, but it was a great show. John, I see your hand up. Did you want to say something real quick? I know I'll be going to you later anyway.
Well, I could wait till later, but I was going to make one more comment about what we're discussing. I'll say it very quickly. Wayne, also something to think about is we're talking about this discussion, whether or not folks go to college or don't go to college and all of that. Well, this is a work in progress, like you said. So think of this. For example, I do have degrees in the theater, but many people, if they wanted to be an actor or they wanted to get into the theater, they go straight to New York after they graduate from high school, but they study with professional teachers in professional schools. In that way, there's another thing. It's not a college education, but here's a way that you could give these scholarships to even people that are going to private institutions to even be an actor. If he has to study with the acting teachers, it costs a lot of money. I not only got my degrees in college, but I spent quite a bit in private teaching as I came to New York. I went to school, I went to teachers. So you could have that scholarship idea even expanded beyond whether or not a person's going to college or doesn't go to college. Just wanted to bring that up. And I'll hold my last comments, Milo, until you call me again.
All right. Thank you, John. That was great. That was great. And that is true. And that's what I was saying. Knowledge is power. Now, where you get that knowledge, it doesn't have to be from one source. It doesn't necessarily have to be from a college, but it's great if it is. You know, there's different ways to learn, however you want to learn. But Doc, what you are doing is a great idea, and it's not going to be as hard to develop as you think it is. I don't believe, because we've got a lot of minds on it. You know, we're waiting for Own Passive to kick off. Once Own Passive kicks off, we know the ground rules. It's going to be fun, and I'll tell you, I'm pretty good at when I know the ground rules. I'll be able to help a lot of these foundations out. Hey, what about we do this? What about we do this? And it will grow very fast. Listen, I want to thank every one of you for coming today, because you know what? If you was not here, we would not have a show. I want to thank you for everyone that contributed. Dr. Benny, thank you for your work. And everyone that contributed today, Dave Rosowski, Tina Go, and all the rest of it. You know, it is Own Passive is great minds working together and achieving something that's never been achieved before. I do believe that we have a vehicle now that we can get behind it now. It's not all about just giving. Remember, there has to be a business aspect, a vehicle that gets us where we need to go. Now, if you watch Ash on what was it, Tuesday or Thursday, I think, you know, and he run through the products again. And when he run through, you know, from Old Mill and to Old Net and into Old Connect, and it was so beautiful. It was seamless the way that it went. It's going to change our lives. When we talked, I know some of you might have was watching it, and I asked about clubs, and Ash said it's so much more than that. And what that meant to me is, Milo, you don't even understand how big this thing is. And what's in my mind right now, as far as clubs, is that, you know, we put a club together called Scholarship Foundation. And people come to that club, and guess what? They can join Own Passive, but they can also apply for the scholarship, like Doc said. You know, and if they do, take the time to fill out your form, however you've got it, and go through that. They're probably interested in it. They're probably passionate about education. Those are the ones you want to get the scholarship in their hands. Those are the ones that you don't want to have to, you know, be paying for the rest of their life for whatever they want to do. You know, that it helps them out. So I would like to thank every one of you for coming today, man. It was a great show, man. Everybody who talked, I appreciate you also. Let me just get a couple minutes from Mr. Bruce Gerstein, who was a co-host today, and he helping with the back office and stuff. Bruce, come on down, brother. You're muted, Bruce. There you go.
Thank you so much, Milo. I want to thank you for a wonderful show, and Wayne for a wonderful presentation. We have so much to look forward to for what we're going to do here. And it's amazing what Own Passive will give us all. And anyway, I know we're at the end of the show, so I want to tell you all that you are loved, you are appreciated, And I will see you at the next webinar. And don't forget Papua New Guinea tonight at 10 o'clock. New time.
right. Thank you very much, Bruce. Thanks for all you do for us. Thanks for being such a support. We love you too, man. All right, next up, Miss Marcy Ann Himabu. Come on down. She brings people on the early part of the show.
Oh, what a great show we have today, and very, very excited with so many learning value on what we have here today. And I really thank Wayne to come in and tell us about this scholarship program. We really like it. And I cannot wait for Saturday to listen to my sister from Singapore. The only thing is I'm going to be listening to you all from Bel Air, Maryland. So I'm not going to be in Houston. So you might not see me on the panel, but I'm going to be tuning in to listen. So thank you, MILO, for having me. And I'm waiting for Saturday to have another MILO Saturday show.
All right. Thank you, Marcy Ann. Thank you, Marcy Ann. Hey, I got to throw a plug in here. This is an advertisement for On Pass and MILO. How many of you signed up? How many of you are subscribed to the On Pass and MILO? All right. I appreciate everyone that is. I'm looking for more, man. I got 123 and I need more friends there. I don't have to have them, but it would be nice that I could keep up with my brother, my little brother, Curtis. He's got his own Curtis show. He does a daily inspiration. If you're not watching it, I would sign up just for that. And here's why. Every morning you get that show and he says, hey, there's so many founders today, and it's the same right now. It's pending founders. But if you go back, it tells you every day how many was joined, that day. Now, what's going to happen going ahead? As soon as this thing blasts off, you want to be on that show because you want to hear it, because you want to hear, was there 10,000 that come in today or was there 1 million that come in today? It can be anywhere in between there, but you will hear it on that. And just some great stuff he brings out and stuff. And watch for your name, because it's very possible that your name is going to be at the end of the show, because he always pulls out 4 people that says, hey, check out their videos. It's here. So, and you also have the new on Passive MILO. So if you go to otrim.ai/OnPassiveMILO, you can sign up and you can subscribe. And there's a playlist button. If you click the playlist, it brings up, all of his poems as daily inspiration, but it brings up our Saturday shows. These are great shows. I promise you, what you've seen today, if you go back week after week, the last 4 or 5 weeks, and you watch those shows, they've just been growing and we want what happened today, with Dave Rosowski saying, hey, I am going to support you. I'm here, and stuff like that. The more we can get behind these projects, the better, the faster they're going to grow, the better we're going to change the world. Fast time, So I want to thank you for that. All right, let me see. Who did I miss? Lynn Nakamoto. I sure didn't forget her. She comes in, she gets here just in time, usually, because she's on another show, and she leaves and she probably goes to another show. I have no idea how she does it. But Lynn, come and make the announcements of who we got. I know we got you and Rob. Rob and you do a wonderful job. Rob is just awesome. I mean, watching him is tremendous. Come on down and tell us about your shows. Tell us an overview and
yeah. So we got a show every night at midnight Eastern time. So it varies depending where you're from. It might be morning for you or evening or whatever, but we have people from all around joining us. We have a different topic every night. Tonight's topic is about our above market value products, AMV products. So that'll be an exciting topic. So you guys can chime in on that. And we also have trivia. So you can come up with trivia questions about Unpassive with the people in Unpassive, and we'll try to answer them. That's a little bit of fun. Tonight at 10 p.m., we have the Papua New Guinea webinar. Again, that's 10 p.m. Eastern every Saturday. So it's 2 hours earlier than it used to be. And tonight we're going to do a recap of the corporate webinar. We're going to have a panel, and you'll be able to ask your questions of them as well. I'm sorry, not you. The PNG people will be able to ask questions of the panel. As you know, we focus on the PNG folks and what they need. And then tomorrow is Sunday, and I'm associated with the Heroes webinar, a very excellent webinar. We have Red Redford doing the announcement, the updates about OnPassive, and then we have OTEC Pros giving a short presentation. And then we have Andy Burks, who talks about the sales perspective, and that's at 1:30 p.m. every Sunday. And all of these things are posted in the back office. I just posted the PNG webinar information in the back office. Thank you so much. It was a great show. I like the fact that we have different causes that are discussed on your show, Milo, and it gives us food for thought. Even though maybe that particular topic may not be where our heart lies, it gives us ideas for how we would implement our goals and our missions. So thank you so much for this show. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for your dedication and your hard work. And it's so true, and it gives us a spot where we can join up forces and we can become, we can take whatever our passions are and mold them with these others and create something wonderful. So I appreciate that. Don't forget our buddy Marty DeGarmo is on, I think, every day at noon or something like that with his live.
Noon Eastern time, exactly.
Chris Johnson, he's on. Follow Chris. You'll hear stuff with him. Red Renford is always on. Remember, Live 360 is always on Wednesday. Just a lot of different leaders are out there. I know the California Angels are out there. Just so many of them. Make sure that if you, certain people will like different people, or whatever, or want to watch different people. Support them, man. That's what it's all about. All right, and now, thank you, Mr. Wayne Dockery, their special guest today, for coming on the show, man. You did wonderful, and thank you for bringing this subject up. You got 2 minutes, man. Say whatever you want, except unless it's bad about me.
Okay, well, I'll have changed the subject then. So, but I do want to thank everybody for coming on here and giving me ideas and pointers, and I appreciate and I love every one of you, and I just can't wait for us to for O-Founders and O-Passive to take off, and we can bless the world, and that's what I want, and I thank you all.
I love your heart. I love your passion. And you fit right into this OnPassive group. Man, we just love it. Hey, I appreciate every one of you coming today. Like I said, don't forget to sign up for OnPassive MILO show. And Curtis M. Davis, but he's ahead of me, so make sure you sign up for mine first. Now, I'll get a call in just a minute from me and say, man, why do you do stuff like that? But I'm just kidding. Both of them are great. Sign up for both of them. Thank you so much. Remember, if you was not here, we would have not had a show. And thank you, Doc, because I hate talking over that. There we go. All right, thank you.
I muted him.
All right, thank you. Anyway, thank you so much, every one of you, for coming. Like I said, I love every one of you. And thank you for supporting the MILO show, the OnPassive MILO show. And just thank you so much for coming today, and everyone that spoke. And like I said, if you weren't here, there would be no OnPassive MILO show. So thank you till next week. Hey, this is old Milo saying good night from Nashville.
Good night from New York City and all the people that helped me today. I didn't get to mention their names, but they know who they are. Thank you very much.
All righty.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon from New York, Brooklyn.
Love
Bye
you,
from Jerseyville, Illinois.
You guys
Bye,
are
family.
awesome.
Good night.
Everyone.
Good afternoon. Have a great weekend, guys. See you tomorrow
Join
at
us
Bye,
next
good night.
Next
Bye-bye.
Saturday.
Florida.
Next Saturday, same time, same channel.
Sweetheart.
Bye-bye. See you again.
Let's pray to Florida.
Happy
Thank you.
New Year.
Bye-bye.
Good job, Bruce. Hold on.
Time.